Welcome to the Bleav Podcast Network SoCal Sweat. My name is Anne McDaniels, a former NFL cheerleader and product manager turned actress and model who dreams of being a UFC fighter. Meow. Learning strategies to help motivate others leads me to bring you interviews each week from a range of athletes, experts in fitness and nutrition, and so much more. Thanks for listening to Bleav, the #1 podcast for working professionals, and let's push our endorphins to higher performance through SoCal Sweat. Hi, this is your host, Anne McDaniels, with another episode of SoCal Sweat. Today, we're going to talk about meal planning. Now, does the thought of planning meals give you anxiety? Perhaps you have a family of various dietary needs or allergies, or maybe you're in a relationship where you face the ping pong effect of, what do you want to eat? I don't know. What do you want? I don't care. It's whatever. The stress around this daily routine is very real with many people, especially those with families. Add the pandemic, and many more meals and snacks need to be created due to staying at home longer. One can easily simplify the process with planning meals ahead of time. Meal planning offers the benefits of eating healthier meals, saving money and time with less waste, eliminating stress by being more organized, and getting your family involved. Today, I'm going to introduce the Mindful Menu app, available on both Android and Apple. The app was created by a trio of health coaches with backgrounds in nursing, elementary school teaching, and fitness. These working mothers with husbands and children coined the solution to getting family dinners on the table without the fuss and the hassle. You can not only choose your recipes, but the app will create grocery lists to match, as well as offer kid-friendly options and fun science projects with food. In addition, you can download 2 free cookbooks, one being family favorites and the other gluten-free favorites. The app is also a great gift for someone in your life who faces the same issues. And now I introduce my friend Acacia Sealing of the Mindful Menu app. Hello, Acacia.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and we're going to get Acacia pretty much on par with time because she is going to her cabin in northern Minnesota for the 4th of July. I'm so jealous. How far of a drive is it?
It's about 3:20.
Okay. Oh, that'll be a lot of road trip. Are the kids with iPads and?
Yeah, if we have the tablets and we give them a movie,
there you
good.
Go. They're well trained.
Yes, they are.
That's awesome. So please tell us, the website and the app are just beautiful. Mindful Menu is available on both an Android and Apple app. Could you please tell us, just Acacia, about the backgrounds of the three of you, how you got together? And didn't you start with 5 and then went down to 3? Okay.
Yeah, so we all kind of found ourselves in the same situation. We were moms with kids who needed to plan dinner every night and just kind of found that it was this perpetual stress that was happening. So we decided between the 5 of us originally that we would come together and just do something just for our group. One of us would plan one day and we'd share it. And then the next day, and we would go around just sharing what we did, lightening the burden a little bit. And what we found was that when our meals were planned and we had that portion of our life already planned out, the week and the stress level was just so much lower. So from that, we decided that maybe it was something we could share with other people, that other families might be having a similar situation to us, especially families with young kids. And we decided that we would then share it with the masses. So that's kind of how Mindful Menu began. We actually started very small. We started by typing out PDFs and emailing them out. We did that for a while, and then we realized we needed a big jump into the technology world, which is how we started the app and the website and our blog, where we share all of our content now.
Which is really impressive because that can be very intimidating going from a PDF to an app. And the 3 of you are not in technology, although you're very smart. That could have been a stopping point right there, like, oh, this is too hard. We'll just stick to PDFs. Did you just know where to seek your resources for building the apps? How did that start?
Yeah, you phrased it actually perfectly. So we have on our team a fitness professional, an elementary school teacher, and a PICU nurse. And we all had the same passion and the same desire to solve the same problem, but we didn't have the skills to make it happen. So I was lucky enough to have a family member in the app developing business who kind of took us under his wing and mentored us through it and got us off to a really good start. And then from there, we have been able to pull in other people with other resources. And just knowing when we didn't know the answer that we could just find that person who did.
Oh, that's amazing. And right there, that could have been a stopping point because it's intimidating. And I'm proud of you guys. Now, the website is absolutely beautiful. I'm looking at all the menus and it's just, my favorites so far have been like the carrot cake sheet pan and then all the slow cooker recipes. And I especially love, like when I talked about how you can get people involved, your kids, I love the kitchen chemistry. I mean, not only are you cooking, but you're making little things for kids. Like for example, you have the bread in a bag, the ice cream in a bag, which is like, I tried it. It was a hashtag fail on this side, but I'll try again. Like the dancing rice, the bouncing eggs. These are so fun for kids. How did that come about?
Actually, when COVID came through, we found that a lot of our people, a lot of our members, and even just people that follow us on social media suddenly had their kids at home with them more often and were looking for science activities or just activities they could do with their kids within their own home. So that's kind of where that came from. I have a background as an elementary school teacher as well. And so that kind of came into play. And I thought, well, why not take kitchen and science and kids and put it all together and make it kind of fun. And then it teaches them things like measuring or how to read a recipe, following directions, and just simple things like that, but still in the kitchen, which is our
theme. And these are very important lessons for life too. And when you say that, there is a big concern about kids being home, and people have never been more bombarded with not only the teaching of kids at home, but like the meal prep. And look at how we ran out of toilet paper because no one was going to the bathroom that often at home. So the food was just like that. And then that adds another stress. And also, on your app, let's just say, that you're cooking for a family of 4 and then you're used to that. And then all of a sudden one of your mom friends brings over, oh, Keisha, can I drop off my kids for a few hours, 3 more? And then you have to add a bunch of more meal prep just in case. On your app, for example, if you have all your meals planned, which we'll go into that, what if you need to add last minute things? And how do you teach about portion control and portions and how to plan for that? That's very intimidating.
It's a really good question. So all of our meals right now are catered to families between 4 and 6. We try to stick with that. Some of them are a little larger, but we only do that if they offer leftovers. And then we will note that. But our shopping list feature actually is kind of cool. If you go through, you can actually add your own things to your recipe, to your shopping list as well. So it auto generates depending on what you choose. It adds all the chickens together. It adds all the apples together. And then at the end, you can add your own items too, and then cross them off as you go. So if you have a surprise guest or a surprise request, you can add that right on there.
That's amazing. And what if someone were to order like on a Monday and then, I guess they could always just do that, any add-on. And with that, if someone were to have to cancel something, that's just still included in the app and still included in their membership.
Cancel like
if they have to add, yeah. How many times can they go back and forth? Because people get so wishy-washy.
Many times as they want.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, and then back to the affordability. Do you take into consideration, like for example, right now in LA, we're out of chicken. Chicken breast is really, really hard to get, just because of various farms shutting down and things like that. Do you look at sort of the area and see like when are strawberries on sale and then seasonal? Do you kind of plan the menu around the affordability of that?
Yes, absolutely. One of the parts of our mission is that we're mindful of your budget as well. And part of that is just choosing things that are seasonally appropriate. So we're not going to pick strawberries in January because they're going to be astronomically expensive. Or even for example, we do a lot of grilling recipes in the summer when that stuff is more seasonally appropriate. In the winter, we do a little bit more crock pot. So we take that into consideration. Like if something has been completely out of stock, we'll pull some of those back out of our menus as well.
Oh, that's amazing. And I also love that you kind of I was very interested in the fact that you would teach people how to meal prep ahead of time just to make their week easier. Like you'd have them dice an onion on Sunday. That might help and put in the freezer. And then also leftover meals, what to package. People don't know that certain things can be frozen. Like I didn't know that cilantro could be frozen. You can put a lot of things in the freezer to help with those meals. So we got into, and then again, for the LA market, there are so many thousands of diets. I mean, you name it, they're coming up with them every day. This is something that you will be adding, correct? Are the macros for different vegan, vegetarian, paleo, all these things for the app?
Yeah. So traditionally we offer quote unquote clean eating recipes is what we try to focus on. Lots of produce, healthy things, no processed foods. But within that, every single week we offer gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegetarian in our traditional menu. But like you said, we know that people follow very specific diet plans. And we do want to take that into consideration too. That is on our radar. And we would love to offer those absolutely specific meal plans. But we also offer in each recipe the nutrients for that recipe. So you'll get your calories, your carbs, your fats, your proteins, your fiber, sugar, all the stuff that you would need to know to make that decision of whether it's going to fit the diet that you're following. And the cool thing is that you can save unlimited number of favorite recipes. So if you see one and you're paleo and you say, this is perfect for that, you can click a little heart icon and it'll save to your favorites. And you can basically create this unlimited recipe box of recipes that fit whatever your specific meal plan is.
Wow. So that will populate on the app to go, if you wanted to hit paleo, it'll bring up paleo recipes.
So there's not a function for that quite yet, but that is in the works. We definitely want to have that.
No, that's work in
and
progress.
We do offer, if it is paleo, like for example, we did one this week. It was this paleo cabbage tuna casserole, and it would say right on there on the menu what it is, and then also whether it's gluten-free or dairy-free.
Okay.
But if you see something, so we did a whole week of Whole30 recipes, and anyone who's following that, if you save every single Whole30 recipe, you can add that to your favorites. You have an unlimited number of favorites.
That's amazing. Let's just say, and this is just another added point, what if someone's on Weight Watchers with a point system? Would that something you could be able to add in later about what points are where and where they are tracking? I mean, it seems very complicated, but there are just so many various diets and things needing like extra attention.
Right. That is definitely on our radar as well. I think that's a question that we get most often is, do you cater to specific programs or diets or meal plans? And it's definitely something that we are working on. We have a quote unquote wish list that we are working on, and that is at the very, very top because we get the most questions about that. Right now, like I said, we offer the macros, and in the future, we are hoping to be able to pull in some of those others like the Weight Watcher points or other programs.
And after a while, sometimes you just almost have to keep it simple and streamlined and then add all that extra stuff. But I'm sure you get those questions. Just trying to think, why do you think why do you think that the stress and anxiety is so high around meal prep and planning? Like, what have you experienced?
I honestly think people overthink it and they overcomplicate it. Which is what we are trying to help people get away from. Truly, if you have the plan and you stick to the plan and you buy only what you need to buy and you prep what you need to prep, the week is going to go, minus a few hiccups here and there. It's going to go smoothly and you're going to feel more calm. I just think it's the overwhelming fear that it's going to be a lot of work. I also think people look on Pinterest a lot and they see these fancy, elaborate meal prep boards and it doesn't seem doable when that's not really the case. It doesn't have to be that complicated. Meal prepping could be chopping an onion and putting it in a bowl with some celery so that when you make the celery onion soup, it's already chopped. So it's just, we're taking this idea that seems out of someone's realm, and we're just bringing it back to the basics.
Perfect. No, that really helps that a lot. What would be your goals for the future for this app?
So our number one goal right now is to integrate with grocery delivery. I think that the majority of the clients that are using our app are already doing some sort of grocery delivery, whether it's with Shipt or Amazon or Instacart. And so we actually are working with our app developers right now to get that in place. We know that that is something that would be a big benefit, so that we can truly make it a one-stop shop. You never have to do more than tap your thumbs and everything shows up at your door. So that was one. The diet specific meal plans, that one is another one. And then we would love the ability to interact with some of the recipes. So for example, if you are making something and it was just a little too spicy, you could add a little note at the bottom to remember next time to omit of whatever was that was making it spicy. So those were kind of our features that we are hoping to implement within the next 6 months. And we have a huge long list of other ideas that we think would be.
No, that's fantastic. Back to that grocery delivery app. I since I've broken my leg and arm, I've ordered Amazon Prime constantly, also Instacart. And then there was a time for like 3 weeks in LA that no one was doing grocery delivery. So it was a comedy show with a broken arm and a broken leg on crutches getting groceries. And it's like, oh my God. And then somebody would come by me and be like, in a cart, like, why don't you just get a cart? I'm like, it was sitting in a cart. I'm like, pride, baby, pride. I won't even park in handicapped spots. I'm like, no, you're gonna toughen this out, but I'll make several trips. And then it's like, but then then I fell on a strawberry. It hit the bottom of my crutch and I fell in the produce section. I'm like, oh dear God, just get it together. So anyway, but on those grocery delivery apps, particularly on Instacart, sometimes it's annoying that they'll constantly text you like, okay, and they're out of almond milk, unsweetened vanilla. Can I get you the unsweetened original? So what if someone's working and then you have the attached to Instacart? Would you provide those built-in alternatives? Because some people don't, like, they genuinely don't know.
Right. I think that's a really great idea and definitely one that we should file away as a to-do. I personally, when I do the grocery delivery, I choose the don't text me option, make your best judgment.
Yes.
So they don't, but then you're also leaving it in the hands of the shopper who might not necessarily know what you are looking for too.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if you ask for sugar-free, then they get you the full fat kind. And it's just like, and then you got to bring it back and it's a hassle. So
it's a pain.
I also think that your program, the Mindful Menu, would be fantastic for college students. I can't imagine. Like in college, I ate Captain Crunch. I mean, I love cereal. That's all I ate. That's when I lived obviously in the dorms, but then when you lived in apartments, this could be something that you could even like go in and counsel, people and just teach them how. That would be a great, start. So I just think the sky's the limit and I'm very excited for you guys. And I also wanted to ask about, allergies. Like if there's not a lot of nut allergies, I feel like children have more allergies than anything else in the world. Do you kind of account for that in certain cases?
Yep. If we have like an allergy, something that we know, like you said, there's unlimited allergies. We couldn't cover every single one. But nuts are a big one. So if there are nuts in a recipe, we do make a note about that because we know that's a big one. And then we also offer dairy-free, just in case anyone is lactose intolerant. Perfect. And lots of gluten-free for anyone who's celiac. So those are our three main allergies or intolerances that we focus on, and we really are mindful of announcing in our recipes.
Okay, perfect. So if someone wants to just order, if they want to download the app, they can just get started, and it's both on Android and Apple, and it's called Mindful Menu on both those apps, correct?
Correct, yes. And it comes with a 2-week free trial. So you download, you can use it for free for 2 weeks. It's no strings attached. You don't have to enter your credit card. You just get it for 2 weeks and it will disappear if you don't like it. And if you do like it, you can subscribe right within the app.
Oh, that's amazing. Well done. I'm really proud of you guys. Would there be little coupons on there? Like if there were attached, or do you kind of account for that? Or is it just in the cost? Like, do you kind of break down certain costs?
So we have three different subscription options right now. And then we do run deals throughout the year.
Oh, okay.
So there's a monthly option, it's $6 a month. If you buy 6 months, it's $30. And if you buy 12 months, it's $55. So it gets a little bit cheaper. But we like to be very mindful of people's money as well. And we don't want this to be something that's affordable.
I was expecting a lot more than that. That's amazing. And then just the fact that that can completely streamline your life right there is great. Well, one last question, or two questions. How is your? I know you're getting certified for fitness. Besides the fact that you are a teacher, and also what caused you to go from teaching to fitness? Just the cold turkey.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of
I
crazy.
did the
I
same
always,
thing.
yeah, I love teaching. I loved being in the classroom and being a leader. But after having kids, it just didn't work out specifically with my lifestyle. I have a traveling husband, and I've always been super into fitness. So I now teach group fitness classes and am getting certified as a personal trainer as well. So career change.
Very cool. And you're doing the online classes right now. Are you sticking to certain genres like booty camp or yoga or?
I like to mix it up. I'd say my favorite is bar. I really like that bar, having a dance background.
Mhm.
That's kind of my jam. I like HIIT, any strength classes, low impact moves. I like to mix it up. I do not like to do the same thing twice. So
Right.
if you take my classes, you'll never get the same one.
Wow, that's just so
Yeah.
great. But it just goes to show, you Bleav in yourself. You have that PDF. You figured out the app process. You had a great job teaching. Is it scary? Is it a risk to stop teaching, to stay home and do all these other things and risk another career? But you do it and you just get out there and do it. And that's really, really cool. And it kind of accentuates what you guys are doing for that. And also, what is your absolute bar none favorite cheat food? If it was your last meal on earth.
I didn't even have to hesitate with this question. Chocolate chip ice cream.
Just plain and simple. Any kind of
Yeah,
certain brand?
doesn't even matter the brand, just a huge bowl of it.
Okay. And have you made that one in the bag?
I've not made it in a bag.
Okay.
You can't mess with a good thing.
No, you're pretty easy to please. Not at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Acacia's Feeling, thank you so, so much. And again, she is the owner with Brianna and Kayla of Mindful Menu. And you can download it on Android or Apple. It will really streamline your life. And if they want to go to the website, it's mindfulmenu.com. And are you guys on Instagram and social media yet?
Our Instagram, we're at mindful.menu, and same on Facebook.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful 4th of July and drive safely. It was really a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much.
And that was Acacia's Feeling of the Mindful Menu app, available on Android and Apple. You can also go to the website ourmindfulmenu.com to download the 2 free cookbooks mentioned, one being gluten-free and the other a collection of family favorites. It's also a great gift for others, and if you search the app now, you can get 2 weeks of recipes, meal plans, and shopping lists for free. You can also find them on their website and Facebook at ourmindfulmenu.com and on Instagram at mindful.menu. Thank you again, and please subscribe and rate the show on iTunes. You can also listen on Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Luminary, Tuned In, or at Bleav.com. You can reach out to me for any questions or topics you would like covered in the show. Stay tuned next week, where I'll feature Jason from Body Spec's DEXA and RDA scans to give you a better map and understanding of your body composition in order to keep you on track with your fitness and overall health goals. I'm your host, Anne McDaniels, and thanks for joining me for another episode of SoCal Sweat.